Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm trying to see. It's weird that it's backwards. Well, it's just my view that it's backwards. It's not your view that's backwards. But I am going to take a minute and just kind of ground. We're celebrating today. We're celebrating change. So I had a friend give this to me yesterday. Please go put on some decorations on yourself, whether it be some like crystals that you can have around, whether it be something fun, but yeah, show up with me. Show up with me. And I have to post a picture of the tea that I've been drinking. It's like the celebration chai. I keep forgetting. Let me put it on the list. I'll put it in the community section. Yeah. Oh, I'll let everybody get situated. Thank you so much, Justin. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you. I have a drafted email that there's something I'm gonna send it after after this that I've been writing to you. Oh my gosh, good morning, Melanie. Good morning, Megan. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. How was your full moon yesterday? I went to it was a sound bowl healing, and I just was like, "Oh, gone, like, absolutely gone, absolutely gone, absolutely gone." And, so weird when I have messages. I'm thinking about doing live. What is social? It's so good to see you. What and I don't know if you messaged already. What is your rising sign? Morning, morning, morning. What is your rising sign? Yeah. What's everyone's sun, moon, rising? Aquarius rising. Yes, I feel like I remember you telling me that. Do 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 do. I'm thinking about doing lives on Instagram and YouTube at the same time, but I feel as though I don't know. Thank you for being here. You're so welcome. Please go get your pizzazz. Libra rising, gem sun, Sag moon. That full moon yesterday rocked your world, it seems. I don't want to project that onto you, Justin, but like, dang, 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 dang. Let everybody get settled. Just take a moment. Let's shift some energy. Everybody go grab your coffee, tea, your water. Yeah, beautiful. All right, do not disturb. We're good. We're good. Cancer, Scorpio, Virgo. Everyone subscribe and like. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. How's everybody feeling? Are we celebrating change? Are we feeling change? What are we going through? What are we going through? What's new? What's happening? I'm going to do some cards. We're going to see what's coming up. And it came up in the All Signs reading that lots of people are in a trust fall, myself included. We are either moving, we are setting solid foundations for ourselves, we're considering moving. I know Megan, we had commented on the video that she's thinking about possibly moving. There's a feeling right now. I'm going to even just stop right here. Where I'll speak from I statements. That's what we do around here. I'm not even sure what is next. I just know that I'm walking the visual that I've been given. Thank you so much. I love this crown. My friend gave it to me yesterday. And she's just like, wear this in your videos. This is, and for my subscribers, this is how I want us showing up for every coaching call. This is how I want everybody showing up. Yes, feeling change, feeling change. And this is, the King of Pentacles, he's the Virgo card. He's a Virgo placement. And so we have the South Node, feeling lonely, LOL. I'm hugging you across time and space, and we are all sending you love right now. We're all sending you so much love. This is one of my absolute favorite communities. I had posted something in the community section on Saturday night where you have no idea how grateful I am for every single one of you. You have no idea how grateful I am, how often I talk about this community, how often I think about what I can offer, how I can best support, how I can best offer things for you to better yourselves. That's not receiving downloads and receiving channels and having any sort of spiritual practice, any sort of light, any sort of woo woo, whatever you call it, is not meant for just that one person. It's meant for the world. It's meant to empower other people. And someone had left a really sweet comment on a short of mine where, when you flow with the cycles, when you kind of pull back and celebrate on full moons and then manifest on the new moons, you can prevent so many of those old burnouts, those old constructs, all of those old different things. And he's like, this is your mission. This is what you're here to do. And thank you for sharing the mission to empower you and to offer a space for you to find your highest alignment is why I'm here on the planet. Is why I'm here on the planet. And it is a privilege to be here with you. It is an absolute privilege to be here. So I love that this is reversed over here. This is, walking. It's always reversed for me. See how all 8 of the cups are standing? He's walking away from something that seems so stable, that seems so potent, that seems so profound and perfect. And if this is reversed, that's where this confusion is coming from. I'll go back to what I was saying. The image that I keep getting from my guides, usually, and I talk about this a lot, where it's like, I know that each chapter I'm opening the door to Oz, to wherever it may be. And, that has a lot to do with Pluto and Aquarius. That was like kind of like opening the door to Oz or like stepping into Oz. A few of the videos that are in the longer range transit playlist, I've talked about that. But this feels, for myself personally, as if I'm opening a door and saying, yes, universe, God, spirit, I trust you. I know I'm walking towards something, not away from something, but towards something. And it's a corridor. It's a corridor. That is not a room. I do not have the full image. I have no idea where I'm going to land. I am Moonsprout. So good to see you. Much love. So, so good to see you. I have no idea what's next. I have no idea, but I'm taking that Indiana Jones step off of the cliff to say, all right, God, I know that I've been shifting my mindset. I know that I've been following a call. I know that I trust you completely. What I'm walking towards is better than what I'm leaving behind. And things just started to turn a little bit gray. I've been telling, the people in my daily life, when things start to turn gray, or, I'll use the corporate lens, I'll use the work lens. Whenever I would show up every day when I was in corporate and I would say, okay, what's next? Or what are we doing? What's next? I want to learn something. I want to develop. I want to grow. When I felt like a pot that was or a plant that was in a pot that was too small, I knew that it was time for a change. Yes. Yes. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so, so excited that you're here. Welcome. Welcome. So this is a wonderful, if I can mirror to all of you that it doesn't make perfect sense right now. A lot of people, and I just posted an all signs reading just for the solstice, just for the 21st. So the link is, or it's on the page. You might not have the full idea, or let me rephrase. A lot of signs, it was like a fork in the road. A fork in the road. I know Gemini definitely, I feel like Aries is making big moves. I can't remember fully. Virgo's making some shifts and changes, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And so know that when you're at a fork in the road, but it feels like it's very, very like one way or the other way. No, a lot of that has to do with the North Node and the South Node. Know that you can't mess up your final trajectory. You cannot mess that up if you tried. So the reference that I gave, and it might have been in the Aries or the introduction, I'm not sure, but I'm going to leave it here, is I've looked back at certain North Node transits. And, like this is math, history, and patterns. Astrology is beautiful. And so when I've looked back at through a judgmental lens on myself, I was like, Sarah, you took the low road. You stayed in a relationship, you weren't supposed to. You did all this, you did all this. Because my most evolved self now was judging the decisions that I made then. But I needed to develop, I needed to learn, I needed to set boundaries. I'm an experiential learner and a mystic. So I'm like, it's dark and scary down there. Of course, I'm going to go down that road because I'm going to come back to tell the tale, to be in this moment, to say, you can take either path. The analogy that came through, and I'm not the only channeler that has, talked about this, January, even 2025 is complete change. If you're walking down like the corridor of the airport and you have like the little fast track, you can take the fast track. You can walk up the escalator. Like you can take the escalator and then walk up it. It's kind of like that. Take the stairs, don't take the escalator, but you can go quicker. There are more efficient pathways. And so having the understanding within our own minds, we talk about like who's talking. Is this my inner child, my inner teenager? Is this my future self? Is this my trauma response? Is this a shadow self? To be able to differentiate between all of those voices can be helpful because a lot of what we're being asked to do is walk towards something that might trigger your ego. Like, I want to have a solid foundation. I want to know what's up. I want to know what's, 6 months down the line. Pardon me. And I want to be able to jump headfirst in it. It's kind of like we want a little bit more of like, God, I trust you, but can you just like, give me a little bit more information as to what's behind this, and then I'll trust a little bit more. And it's because I trust you, but like it's kind of like what's going on here. And so there's so much more that we have to do. When it comes to the night, see the little salamanders, they're not grasped tails completely, whereas the King of Wands, it's a lot of completed cycles. We still have more to do. And maybe I'm hearing like that a lot of us in this community are grid workers, whether we have that knowledge or if we have that understanding or not. And whether it's, being a light worker or a grid worker, you're just shining a light on this planet at a specific point in time on the planet. So a lot of the times, North Node and Venus in Aquarius, these are going to be big shifts for you right now, Moonsprout. I have Venus in Aquarius as well. So it's like, this is a big transformative 20 years with the Pluto transit for you. Huge, huge, huge stuff. And so when it comes to you're being asked to shift jobs, you're being asked to shift mindset, you're being asked to move, it might be that your light is needed in a different point on the planet. This is also, if you feel like, I was chatting with a friend last night about this, if you are, what we've called like the black sheep of the family, which I don't even like that term, but you're the first light worker in the family. You're, like the first empath of the family, whatever it may be. And you're like, why would I choose to be in such a dark place? Venus and Gemini do. Venus and air signs, it's like, buddy, it's a lot. It's the only air in my chart aside from Chiron and Gemini. So it's like, I see you. I see you. When you're the only or the first light worker in the family, a lot of the times what I've seen in client sessions, you're not the first light worker in the family. You're the first one to actually choose to step into that role. And other people within the family line had that shine, but they chose not to utilize it. From Denmark, welcome, 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 welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. Oh my goodness, this is a beautiful. No idea how much I love you. I'm just okay. Yes, YT social. Oh my goodness. It's a very odd feeling. We have to remind ourselves that a lot of the times our parents choose not to use it. And that can be why the projection comes onto us as like, you're woo-woo, you're this, you're this, you're this. A lot of it is because they had those images. They had imaginary friends growing up. They had a shine and they chose not to use it. So you are, and we have to remember not to like reparent the parent, or not to parent the parent, but to, reparent ourselves. But by leading by example, we can say, yeah, you didn't want to use your gifts, so I came in and I came to use them, and I'm so grateful, and I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Like, let me listen to the guys right now. There was a moment, and I won't share exactly who, but someone in my family, when I first started having my spiritual awakening and I was stepping into my mission and becoming, spiritual entrepreneur, and I was, playing to empty lives and just starting out, literally it was like borderline homeless and it like destroyed my whole life. But I was like, I'm going to help people because I'm a leader. I had a family member yell at me once and say, "You think you can just follow your dreams? You think you can?" And I was like, "Watch me. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can." And what was interesting is that that person, had a shine. And, I still believe, I believe that everything's just going to work out perfectly for every single one of you and myself and every single person on the planet. And so, like, I always believe that anyone at any age and any time can just have an awakening and just be like, yeah, yeah, that thing I wanted to do when I was a child, I'm going to do it. That thing that I wanted to do when I was, yesterday, and I said to myself, oh, I can't do that. Now you can do it. I think it was last week. I think it was last week's live where I had said, this could be dreams from childhood. This could be dreams from a few years ago. This could also, and I'm thinking that it would be for fire sign placements mostly, or find where the Aries, Leo, and Sag falls in your chart. This could be something. Actually, look to where the Aries is in your chart. What do you mean by any of this, Sarah? You might have started something, or when you first decided to have, for my spiritual entrepreneurs, for my influencers in the group, or people that are keen to do this stuff, your first idea was probably like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have that community center. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this whole big thing. Or I know that I'm supposed to help people. I know that I'm supposed to hold space. And then immediately the imposter syndrome kicked in and was like, just take some baby steps, kid. Just take some baby steps. Instead of daydreaming about it and visualizing it every single day and making sure that we were just constantly like working towards it and working towards it and working towards it. It's a very fascinating thing, but I feel like right now, because this is on the bottom, this is us being like, oh my God, that idea that I had at the very beginning that I wrote down in my journal, like January 2023, is actually the thing that I'm supposed to be doing. But just like, I kind of went like super practical and I shouldn't have done that, but I did that. But I love myself and I accept myself because I knew that I had to go through that paradigm, Let me see some comments over here. This I always remember the grandfather that got their high school diploma at the adult school when I got mine. That's so special, Justin. Thank you for sharing that. Like, learning doesn't stop, and finding your calling happens all the time, and it shifts. It shifts. And we've talked about this before. Sometimes you try something and you do it for like a few days or a few weeks and you're like, oh, I've actually gone, I did everything that I needed to, I learned everything I needed to learn. I kind of want to shift it. And so it's like, if your face does this, especially for my air sign placements, it's like, no, I've kind of learned that. And you go the other way, you go a different way. But every bit of information and every education is a learning experience. Whether it's I'm learning how to trust my gut, that I thought that this is what I needed, but I needed to be put in a situation that was 6, 7 out of 8 out of 10 to know what that feels like in my body so I could continue down the road. They're only blame me for everything. Everyone in society laugh and still laughing at me. She tortures me a lot. Now the society is in no society. Thank you so much for sharing, YT Social. We are really sending love to you. We're really sending love to you, because when you are the light in a dark place, it's like we definitely need to rebrand for all of us the black sheep, because we're literally the light in the family. JC once, when we were talking about we were talking about the human avatar and calling it a meat suit. And she's like, let's rebrand it to precious cargo. So instead of being the black sheep, we're the light of the family. I guess for some people, mother was a vessel and the parents that brought up was a lesson. That some families, yes, absolutely. When it comes to narcissistic tendencies, we came in to heal that. Yes. Sun and Mercury in the 12th house, Uranus 10th house, North Node in the 11th house. Moon and descendant 7th house, rising Neptune, Sag, Pluto, Venus, and midheaven in Libra. That is beautiful. You're going to have the Pluto trine to your Pluto. That's going to be that's going to be very, very lovely. Oh my goodness. 11th house, Scorpio, Sun, Mercury in 12th house. Natal Sun in the 12th house. That's a real big mark of a light worker as well. When you came in, like ego, sun in the house of soul purpose, healing, closures, and coming home. So it's very cool. And I put a video out a while ago about how this is my last human life and how you can kind of tell if it's yours. I feel like maybe for people with the sun in the 12th house that you could be feeling like I'm ending so many karmic cycles, I'm closing so many chapters for my family line, myself, my family, my team, my flock, the whole thing. I'm obsessed with that rebrand. Also rebranding discipline as devotion. Yes, I love that. I love that. I love that. Discipline as devotion, precious cargo instead of meat suit. Yes, honestly, as soon as JC had said it, I was like, that's amazing. I really love that. Not that there's anything wrong with the meat suit. It just was like, it's so precious. Like our human bodies and vessels are so precious. So let me see. 7, 10, and a hangman. Let's look at these cards now. I would like for some of you, and this is not for everyone, but if this resonates, it's for you, but like really looking at this 7 of swords. If a situation is making you bitter, if it's making you feel like I want to lash out irrationally, I want to, go a legal route. I mean, there's so many different things. If a legal route is necessary, and definitely like this is just very, very general information, so don't take it as doctrine, it will be so brazen and as plain as the nose on your face. You will know exactly that something, but this to me says some of you do need to maybe do some journaling, maybe do some scripting about taking that leap of faith, taking a move, making a shift. And this could be just a mindset shift. We talked in the all signs reading, and it could have been, I'm so sorry I'm butchering this, but it could have been Virgo, it could have been Sag that I was talking to, the one that I posted today about gossip. And gossip has been coming up a lot as a really whether it's we're being gossiped about, we used to gossip, we're receiving the end of gossip, but I want you to use the words that you're speaking as potent as anything. It was Virgo. Thank you so much. As potent as, thank you so much, Susanna. I appreciate you. As what we're ingesting. And so the analogy that I gave was, say you used to drink alcohol and you don't drink alcohol anymore. And people that you used to go to the pub with, you would take a moment to, pull your friends aside and be like, hey, I'm not drinking anymore. So I would love to find a new place, a new time to get together, whether it be let's go for a walk, let's go to a cafe, let's do something different. But I love and honor our friendship, our relationship enough to take you through the buttonhole that I just went through. And so I want us to take away the lens of alcohol is just a parable and put the lens of gossip in front of it, or talking about other people, whatever you label that as. But there's the difference between talking about people, talking about ideas, and talking about situations. Like there's so many different things that we can choose to use our powerful spells for. So you would take, if someone in your life you used to gossip with, or you used to have those conversations with, or people that are just within your immediate vicinity, I talked about like roommates or coworkers, whatever it may be, and you love them and you want them to be in your life, tell them. Say, hey, I'm choosing, always I statements, just like we do around here. I'm choosing not to do this anymore. I'm choosing not to gossip, or even you don't have to say gossip because it could be triggering, but you could say, I'm choosing to really align my language towards what it is that I am creating, towards what it is that, oh my God, Virgo, I didn't even see it. So I saw Virgo, so I see you. I'm choosing to align my thoughts, words, actions, and intentions towards, what it is that I'm manifesting, and really stepping into my highest timeline. And that doesn't really include talking about other people. I'd love to talk about ideas, or like really hear about what your why statement is and how I can best support that. Like, what is it that I can do to really align myself to that with you? Because I want to take you with me on this journey. So I'm really thinking that a lot of people could, like, just based off of this, because sometimes And we've talked about this, I think I've talked about it a whole bunch of times, but I can't remember whether it was in the Capricorn video or not. Like when you're close to the tail end of finishing a chapter, healing a vibration, whatever it may be, it's like this smell that's on you, and you attract people that will kind of either take you down that corridor to, I need to repeat this cycle again because I didn't finish that healing, or no thanks. You smell like someone that I just destroyed my own life with, and it smells delicious, but I'm gonna just say, no, thank you. I'm gonna walk away. Thank you so much. I'm gonna walk away. And you can take that as, and it's a lot of what I've heard about, when you meet your soul match, is that there's gonna be like a 9 and 3/4 out of 10 that's presented to you right before you meet your soul match. Right before, where you're gonna be like, I'm not gonna, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'm in love with myself. I love myself enough to really stay with me in that vibration and not diminish myself and not diminish myself. We all have certain things that we need to focus on and certain sticks that we have to carry in this world. We have certain responsibilities, but we don't have to push the cart for everyone. And we don't have to, I'm hearing, carry the weight of other people's expectations or their judgments or their judgments. It can be, yeah, what if the opinions of others didn't matter at all? And if it was just you and you in the mirror? I feel like that really resonated. I feel like that really resonated. And it hits with me too. Like, what if nobody was there to judge you? And what if every single decision that you make, it was just you and the you of the future, you in the mirror, that were the ones that needed to make that decision? Because the hangman over here, it's kind of like the middle of a cycle. He hung himself out. He's just chilling. He's good. He's in between cycles. He knows he's had his enlightened experience. This reversed, again, this was the first card that came out. So I want us to remember that we're balling regardless. And what's next is better than what we think what's failing is supposed to be. Like, what if it's better? Yeah, what if it's better? I'm just listening to the guides. And so a lot of us come from, I'll just say, like, more traumatic experiences in the past that have said, I have to keep myself safe. My brain is telling me this is danger, this is safe, this is ooh, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if? And so your brain's gonna brain. Your brain is gonna do that. What if we try to rewire it or give ourselves a post-it that says, what's the best thing that could happen? Like, what's the best case scenario here? What's the best case scenario here? Like, what's the coolest, most magical thing that could happen today? Like, yeah, like, what if I, dressed a little bit more like myself and, just like put on the crown and like brought joy to the world? Maybe, somebody else that was a little bit too, yeah, I love when I meet people and I have my sparkles on and I, however I present. And that person is a little bit more confident to go out into the world and say, I'm gonna wear the fun tie. I'm gonna wear the cool thing. I'm gonna wear the crown. Megan, I'm gonna wear the crown. I'm gonna wear the crown. I'm gonna wear the crown. Yeah. 7, 7. Devil reversed underneath. I love this. This is the Capricorn card. And I talked about it in the introduction for the All Signs reading, and I think in another place as well. Capricorn as well as Aquarius. Capricorn is fully run by Saturn, and Aquarius is Uranus and Saturn. So we're going into 2 seasons right now, 2 seasons that are Saturn. Like, this is the Capricorn. He's got the glyph of Saturn on his hand. So it's 2 seasons of a little bit more intensity. If you have Capricorn placements, I have a Capricorn moon. So I'm just like, let's do this. This is how my brain functions at all times. So it's like, you better get some things done during this time period. But when we incorporate our spiritual practice, when we incorporate celebration and flow with the full moons, when we incorporate a little bit of creative expression and some art and some like artistic expression into our days, it's not so, I got to figure this out. I got to do this. I got to do this. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to? It's like, oh, now I'm going to celebrate. And then, the shift in energy is going to be a little bit more intense. So I'm going to let it happen. Cap rising, that's right. Let's do this. It's so good. I love Capricorn placements, and everyone has Capricorn in their chart. So please, what house runs Capricorn? We have Melanie's Cap rising. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My third house is run by Capricorn, and my Capricorn moon is in that house. And so it's just, I can be very, very empathetic and very compassionate and very like considerate. You all know me, but then sometimes I'm like, you can monetize this. You can put it in a book. You can write your book and you can share it with the world, but monetize it. It happened for a reason. It happened for a reason. Do you want to talk about writing that book? What do you want to do? Uranus, Mercury, Neptune, Saturn, and my sun in Cap in the third house. Moon sprout. That is powerful. Oh my God, that is powerful. That is powerful. Wow. Wow. You're channeling like very intensely. Very, very. I mean, Pluto's in your third house right now, right? Like I had my full awake, like the full blossoming of channeling guides. I'm just celebrating you. That is a powerful chart. That is an incredibly powerful chart. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, talks about this. Okay. So we have two knights, king, and then I have the page. These two. If your intuition is going off, you might be, somebody might be lying to you and you know it, or there's something going on here. There's something going on here. I'm gonna reshuffle. I want to see what's up. I want to see what's up. Yeah. Sometimes your gut, we have the South node that's going to be going into Virgo. North node is going to be going to Pisces, South node in Virgo. It's just, I feel as though a lot of and I put it in my post about the full moon. Sometimes when we desire to have an intellectual, an intellectual, like physical, this is like validation. Sometimes it's us needing our ego, needing something, the human body, the precious cargo, needing, like, I need validation because my gut's been going off for a little while. And I just need you to tell me that it's right. I just need you to tell me that it's right. You're right. You're right. Your gut is right. We have three. Oh, Jesus God. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You again. A lot of people are busting through money blocks. The Mercury going direct is definitely going to show a little bit of a path. Capricorn placements, we talked about in the all signs that I posted today. You might be getting ideas right now as to like a new product, a new monetization, a new job, something that could bring in like much bigger finances than we think, but like in like a couldn't be easy. Couldn't be easy. Couldn't be easy. But I want us to look through it, look through the lens of our most abundant self. Not like really, oh my God, I'm trying to think. There was an actress. Oh my God, I'm gonna butcher this. I'm gonna butcher this. There was this actress, and it was on a reel or a meme that I saw a while ago. And she was like, I was told by an actor, like, you're acting out of desperation, like you're taking calls out of desperation. And she's like, well, I have to. I'm broke. I gotta take the jobs. And he was like, girl, you have talent. You gotta act from a place of I have talent. I have something to offer this world. Yeah, I want every single person in this group, whatever this represents for you, you are a bright light. You are a talented bright light. You are a wondrous beacon of divine energy that's channeling onto this planet. You deserve to get paid for your energy work, whatever that is for you. I love you so much. I love you so much. You are so worthy of seeing yourself the way that I see you, the way that this community sees you. You are so worthy. Nurture what you have. Nurture what you have. This is first deck in Aries over here. This card, a lot of people can say that it's, it's a loss, or, desperation, or, like they're destitute and they're just like limping away. That church has no doors, has no doors. They are not. Holy court cards is right, Megan. Holy court cards is right. Reversed, girl, all reversed. Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, all reversed. Pardon me. You might feel alone, full body chill. You might feel completely alone. And Megan, you had mentioned this. I'm so glad that you just said this. You might feel completely alone. And like, I don't know if I'm making the right decision. I don't know. Sit with it and look down each pathway that you have in front of you and ask yourself, like, how do I want to feel in the beginning of the year? What do I need to feel safe? But there are absolutely no doors. They're not welcome here. They're not welcome here, but they're persevering together. Like coming together for this live, we're supporting each other. You have people in this second, I have 15 people in the room. You have people all over the planet that are rooting for you. You have people that you've never met before that are rooting for you, that are sending you love, that are in a synergy space with you. And so you are the answer. I'm just getting overexcited for you. It's like the universe. I'm hearing like the universe is trying to bless you because of prayers of other people, random people that are like, that person that just held the door for me at the grocery store, please bless them because they're amazing. This woman, I complimented a stranger the other day on her ensemble. Like her jacket matched the dress, matched the shoes, everything. And I said, Miss, you look incredible. You look incredible. Like you can really see how much effort you put into your outfit, and it really shows. She just hugged me. And I was like, ma'am, if no one has told you this today, no one has told you this today, you are an absolute queen goddess and you just look like you love yourself and it shows to the world. Like I can see that from afar, and you are an absolute precious flower on this planet that just deserves love, that deserves it. Let's surround ourselves with people like that and not. There's sometimes, and it's like, hey honey, hi honey. There's sometimes I've seen this card come up in readings where there's a little bit of a boredom. It's first deck in Aries, so it's a little bit like if you have your sun, moon, or rising at first decan of Aries, like between like 0 and 10 degrees of Aries, which is where we're getting a huge upgrade, by the way. There's a little bit of like, I started 30 projects and now I'm bored. It's like, I just got the zoomies, I did all these things, and now I'm tuckered out. I just want to eat sugar and do nothing. Yeah, 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 yeah. My natal sun's at 2 degrees Aries. I know nothing about this. Conjunct Jupiter at 5 degrees. I get the zoomies quick. So quick. And especially around Gemini season, yeah. I bought a guitar once. I bought candle making kit once. All different things. All different things. And yeah. Yeah. So never let the world become too small that you don't find adventure in it, that you don't find excitement in it, that you don't find a little bit of like, what's next? Like, even like I said at the beginning, where when I was in corporate and I knew it was time to move along, I would just show up and be like, "What's next? What can I learn? What can I like? I want to develop. I want to be consistently learning. Like, give me something to do. Give me something to do." I did that yesterday. Did all the things Sunday. Went full stop yesterday. Saturday. I did that yesterday. Did all the things Saturday, and then went full stop yesterday. That is beautiful. Honestly, it's like Aries, my sun is in the 5th house, but Aries runs my 6th house. So when I need to do the housework, I'm like, and then I'm just done. I'm just done. Got Lilith, 3rd house, Chiron, IC, and Jupiter, 4th house, and Aries. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's beautiful. Lilith in the 3rd house. Yeah, that's like 3rd house is how we learned the boundaries of our communication from childhood. And so it's like you probably had like a very deep intuition in childhood, but like it wasn't always able to express it and things like that. North Node in Aries. Did you already have your North Node return, or is it still? I totally forget, Megan. No, it's coming up later this. Megan, remind me exactly what degree your North Node is in. Please remind me. Lilith in the 12th house. Danny, you have something to teach and something very, very intense to share. It's still active right now. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Let it guide you. That might be like what the move is talking about, where it's like it does make sense, but it doesn't make sense. That nodal return, that North Node return, is basically like where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do. But it's in Aries, it's an early Aries, so it's not going to make full sense. This is the card. This is the card that North Node, this is happening in. So be excited about what's next. I'm saying this to myself as well. I'm saying this to myself. 21 degrees, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like, let it lead you. Let it guide you. This is a huge cycle that you're about to undertake. And I want us to really harness the feeling of adventure. Lilith conjunct Pluto on my ascendant in Scorpio. Wow. Moon's proud. You have a powerful chart. You have a very powerful chart. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Like, my Lilith is in Taurus, 29 degrees, 5th house. Melanie, play is just as important as work. Remember that. Remember that. Lilith conjunct Pluto, they're very connected as far as it can be. And like, for me, I have Pluto conjunct my ascendant, but I don't have Lilith in the mix. But I have to remind myself, again, this will include Melanie in it as well. Play for the sake of play and not monetization is just as important as anything else that we are doing in this world. Anything else. Anything else. And so we have to remind ourselves to, when we're, reparenting our inner child, and, sometimes as kiddos, maybe we made a painting and it didn't go up on the refrigerator because like it wasn't good enough. But what if we are allowed to make a painting and just make it? You're so welcome, Melanie. You're so welcome. You're worthy of that. And you're worthy of play. Even like, this helps my Capricorn moon. And I just have to remind myself, like, it could be, put on a movie and like knit. Sometimes I'll put on a movie and I'll knit and I'll like be rage knitting and I'm like, I'm relaxing, I'm relaxing, I'm relaxing. Or I'll put on like the extended version of one of the Lord of the Rings where I'm just laying down and I'm just eating popcorn. I'm like, you need this. You need this. Just like anything, it's weird at first. It's going to be weird at first. And it's going to be awkward at first. And we're going to flounder at it at first. But if we remind ourselves, this is just as important. This is just as necessary. This is just as powerful. We can't be just breathing in. We have to breathe out. We have to can't be daytime. It can't be noon all day. We have to have the night. So if we remind ourselves that this is part of the cycle, just like full moons, new moons, just like anything. If we continuously flow with the micro cycles of a day, the macro cycles of our lives, everything happens. Everything happens. It does trigger me. Like yesterday, it was a full moon on a Sunday. I did not respond to anybody. I did not do anything. And I just woke up this morning after sleeping beautifully with the urgency of 1,000 suns. And I was like, let's get a lot of things done today. Let's get a lot of things done. Okay. Information about the North Node. My North Node is in the 2nd house of Pisces. That's beautiful, YT Social. So the North Node in transit, and I follow the mean node. So we have the mean node and the true node. The true North Node is going to go into Pisces on the 11th of January, 2025. And the mean is going to go into Pisces on the 29th of January, 2025. It just resonates with me. There's no right or wrong way to do it. They both exist. So the North Node, transit natally, whichever one, is the head of the dragon. It's kind of our North Star. If you know nothing of your birth chart, looking to where it is natally could give a little bit of a shine on what you're here to heal. If we're just looking at this through the lens of the North Node and the South Node. So what I'm about to say could have many different meanings. But when we come into this world, in my perspective, our higher self and God, universe, spirit had a baby and it's us. And the earth is a school. And so we would come to this school to master something about ourselves, to polish one facet of the diamond that is our full soul, higher self, essence, spirit. And so on a very general, when you're just looking at astrology, you're just getting to know your chart, you can look to where the North Node is to say, ooh, if I integrate this a little bit, this is going to be the the highest thing, not so much like the highest career activation, that's the MC, but this could be something that I'm here to achieve, accomplish. I don't want to use those words to say like you have to figure it out. It's what I want you to lean into. Because what we know about the North Node is that it has the complete opposition, which is the South Node. This is our past life patterns. This is that warm, wet blanket. This is where it's going to feel very effortless, very easy. And so, well, that's the lens of North Node, South Node. North Node in Aries, we're coming into that independence. We're coming into that entrepreneurship, that independence within relationships. That's who am I in relationships, and we're releasing South Node old codependent patterns. We're releasing what does not serve us. We're releasing all of those lies. During like the middle of this transit, when the South Node was just in the middle of Libra, we talked about this. We talked about the state. It was before I was doing lives, so it was more on the videos. But liars, A, it was as effortless as breathing, and B, you could smell it from a mile away. You could smell it from a mile away. And you're like, this something's up. No, I don't believe what's happening here. It could be micro in your personal life. It could be macro on, the content that you're ingesting. It could be things that you were receiving from public figures, whatever your arena is, whatever you take to, and it's going to be so different because I have people all over the world here. So like I'm in the United States, so I can't speak to what's happening in your country of origin. But we were kind of like, no. I'm going to do things this way. I'm going to figure this out on my own. And there's a phrase that I don't know if everyone knows, that I had come from corporate, and that's, in COVID time, I never went back to my job. And I was so grateful for that experience. I was, working 70, 80 hours a week. Like I had the best chair in the building. I was being prepped to be the area director of blah, 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 blah. And the biggest thing for me, because I had hustled to get that position. I had worked my tuchus off and I was so proud of it. And what I recognized, the biggest shift was everything that I worked for crumbled in my hand. It turned into sand in March of 2020. Everything that I worked for completely dissolved in a day, and I had zero control over it. And I said, I like what I had thought at that time was a complete season of life's work would just dissolved in my hand. It crumbled in my hand in a day. And everything that I was doing was gone. And so it helped spearhead my awakening and say, something's up. And really I got to sit with myself, and I was very, very grateful for that time. But then at the same time, I said, I want to be responsible for my life. I want to be able to work from any place on the planet. I want to be able to connect to people all over the world. I want to bring people together in community. I want to offer the tools that I've learned in corporate and in leadership. I've been training teams and guiding people. Like that's been my life. And now understanding the metaphysics and understanding all of that had to do, what was it? The Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, freedom, one of the highest energy words, freedom, exactly, moon sprout. That's beautiful. That Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn happened directly on top of my natal moon. I know for my Capricorn placements, you know what I'm talking about, but that was micro for me, major score in the back of my head, shifted, macro, my entire life, everything that I'd worked for shifted and changed. If you experienced the same in 2020, you are definitely not alone in that. You're definitely not alone. We all were given an opportunity to come into, and now we're implementing that, the age of Aquarius with, power to the people and more of a freedom space. Things had to break down. Like if that didn't happen, I don't know where I would have been. I don't know. And like, I could have still been, I have no idea. We wouldn't be here. North Node, 21 degrees of Pisces in the second house. Thank you for reminding me. You're in the second house. So I'm definitely going to do an all signs reading for the North Node going into Pisces and the South Node going into Virgo. But this is your house of money, values, and access to resources. YT Social. So this is going to be you coming into your values and then releasing the deep transformation, the death and rebirth. Sometimes, and this is just saying to me, and I don't want to project this onto you, but an offering is, and it happens when, like with what you shared about the family unit, sometimes when we're being pointed fingers, like, you're wrong, you're this, you need to change, you need to do this, you need to do this. And sometimes we can really take something from that. But a lot of the times we can say, actually, I speak from I statements. And actually, I'm constantly keen to learn and develop. But you're pointing a lot of fingers at me, and you haven't shifted and changed and grown since you started pointing fingers at me. So maybe I'm going to walk towards my values, my money, my access to resources, and leave the expectations of others behind. And leave the expectations of others behind. So just in a very general way, YT Social, that could be something. And you won't have a full nodal return until a little bit into January 2025. It's kind of a slow mover, but I think that that goes until 2026, the North Node in Pisces. But that's a really exciting time and a really exciting transit for you. And again, I'll do a whole all signs reading for that, and I'll do a very specific video for just that. But I feel like we're all feeling that squeeze of the North Node in the first degrees of Aries. And it's like, I don't like to swear anymore, but it's like poop or get off the pot type energy. You're welcome. That's really, I'm so happy that that resonates. I'm so happy that that resonates. And this could be a really big time of transformation, a really big time of just saying, when you surround yourself with winners that have a growth mindset, and it could be any language that you have of that, I want you to win. I'm going to support you. I'm also going to tell you when you have food in your teeth. So if people are giving you constructive criticisms that maybe you have even asked for, you have to always, how do I say, there's very few people in this world, very few people, and they're very specific people that I will actively ask them, like, hey, can you judge me in this situation? Can you see, like, is what I'm doing right or wrong? Like, do you mind just like helping me decide? Like, I have a shaman healer that I go to as well. Every healer needs a healer, every person. And I exchange money for goods and services. It's not like she's a soul friend and soul sister. We've known each other lifetimes over, but I go to that session raw and I say, I'm making these decisions and I am asking you for your judgments here. So going into that transit, maybe ask yourself, who are the people in my life that I will allow to judge me and that I take their opinions and their perspectives to heart? Everybody else, treat it as a spectator, treat it as someone that's outside of, people are going to people, humans are going to humans. You can't control that, but you can just say to yourself, that's not me. That's not a person that I'm allowing their perspective to come in. I haven't paid them for it. I haven't asked them for it. So that could be a huge tool from now until when the North Node goes into Pisces that you could really utilize and integrate, just to say, people are going to people. People are going to people, and they're going to have their projections. Thank you so much of you. This one came up earlier for people that are just joining. We need sometimes the crown to get popped off. The roots are good, but this is divine. Sometimes divine things need to happen. And I'll share from I statements. I'll share, and then I'll let everybody go until next week. Actually, I also wanted to say, where's my journal? Next week, I have to do the live at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time instead of 11. I have to leave and go on an appointment. So I apologize for people that are West Coast time. I know that's super duper early, but I have to do. And then on the 30th, on the new moon, we'll be back to 11 o'clock. So I wanted to just remind everybody that next week it's going to be 9 Eastern Standard Time. And then we'll be back. It's normally 11 every Monday, but next week I have an appointment that I have to get to, so I have to shift it. But as always, like the replay will be there. For myself, I looked down the tracks of my life and I said, oh, by like February, March, this is going to happen. You're going to be moving, you're going to be shifting. It matched with my astrology, all different things. I was like, you could either wait and it could be like this, or you could do it now and it could be like this. Chiron and Capricorn, 7th house. That's beautiful. You really help people in this world. You really help people. Your relationships, and they might shift and change in big ways. But you have a lot to offer. Danielle, you have a lot to offer. So I would say look at these two cards and whatever really resonates for you, whatever like theme comes up in your mind's eye as you look at these two cards, you can just say, do I want it to look like this or do I want it to look like this? Is this for Aquarius rising? This is for everybody. These two cards are for everybody right now. So you can really take the energy that resonates and say, do I want my path to look like this or do I want my path to look like this? And team might be waiting for you on the other side. Like people who really value what you have to offer are waiting for you on the other side. And it could be as simple as a decision. As simple as a decision. My work, love being a nurse, but not at the current place where I am. Exactly, Bodhi. Thank you. Walk towards the thing, Melanie. Exactly. Thank you so much. Yes. Hits because when I was younger, I always wanted to help. And you do by existing. This is really could be a shift in job, a shift in mindset, walking away, walking towards something is a much different vibration as focusing on what we're leaving behind. When you were in the situation that you're leaving behind, you got to discern. You said, this resonates, this doesn't resonate. I like this, I don't like this. Take all of those things and keep walking towards what resonates with you. And look into situations and environments that really you can grow and develop in. That's something that's super important to me. So really walking towards something that says, I want to grow. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. This is such a privilege. It is such a joy. Please share this. Please like it. Please subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I want time for my spiritual way and love. Yes. Making time for all of those components. They're equally as important as being a nurse, equally as important. God bless you in the community. God bless everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I will see you all next week. Love you so much. Have a beautiful day. A beautiful day.